That tells you how backward I am, right? But if there's anyone who knows a lot of stories, that must be me. Because I grew up with my grandmother, I grew up with my grandparents, like the extended family. So I know what it is to roast maize when in the moonlight and listen to stories. That's what we're looking at here. How many times have you been in trouble or in need and then you remember, oh, Ochembo told me, and then you carry it on and you find yourself applying the same thing that he did and you're wondering how? When he told you, you didn't consider it a story. You see, now today we're not asking for a story so that our guest will just tell a story and then we walk home. There are two sides of a story. There's what he will be telling you, and then there is what you will carry home and make it personal. And that's what I'm asking you to do today. Have something personal about this story. There's something personal you took about the story of Mekatilili. There's something personal about Wango Makeri. There's something personal about all those guys that we have listened to or we have heard about. The question is, tonight, what are you going to carry home?
Your creation process goes back to your own ideas. I tell my friends something. This is sometimes a curse, sometimes a blessing. I cannot ignore things. I absorb everything. Knowledge is power. I absorb everything that comes to me. Sound, sight, everything, for some reason. It might not be useful to me at that particular point. However, I know it will be useful to me. I'll tell you how in a second. I know it will be useful for me in the future. Some people ignore it. I'll give you an example. How much do you know about your commute from home to work every single day? I could be wrong, but I don't think that much. Because your mind is already there. Your mind is not present. One of the best ways to create an awesome thing is be present with where you are right now. Be very present. Absorb. I would recommend, some people can't do it for whatever reason, but I would recommend absorb everything. Ask questions. Why does that guy come and eat 2 mangoes and then sits down the whole day and sleeps? There's a guy in my essay who does that, and I've never figured it out why. I was present in that moment, and I questioned it. Questioning it led me to traveling the world, winning a couple of awards here and there, creating this organization that became a startup. It was one of the best times of my life, frankly. And I was young, I was 21. I was walking into conferences and saying, hi, my name is Simeon, I'm 21 years old, and everyone goes, oh. And after the conference, everybody wants to shake your hand and you're like, who's this 21-year-old African who's doing all this amazing things? Fantastic experience. I wish I had that. I'm not 21 anymore. Nobody's wowed by anything I'm doing. Everybody expects you to do. If you're 21, live your life. You will never have that moment again. As in milk your age for everything. You will never experience that thing again. I tried, by the way. Your ideas are not stereotyped. Have you ever walked into a meeting and you give an idea and somebody says, no, that can't be done? You've been there, right? That's a guy whose thoughts are stereotyped. That's a guy who's gone through life. He's not even willing to see what the possibilities are. But when you're young and fresh out of boarding school, your mind is so fresh. Or when you jump from one industry into another and you're just learning the ropes, that's a perfect place to start creating. Because you have no stereotypes. You're working on a blank canvas, anything goes. Yes, you might fail. That's not the problem. Failure is a good thing. If you succeed, you can imagine where things can go from there. In whatever industry, in whatever field. In the fields that you exist in right now, you should be present and start questioning what are the stereotypes and assumptions of the things I'm doing now. Can I create an alternative? It's not just about being present, but it's also about something I call a slow hunch. A slow hunch is not my original concept. I read it on the internet, you can Google it. But this is how a slow hunch works. The reason why I'm telling you is absorb everything is because today you'll get this idea. Next week you'll get the other idea and you'll put the two together. I'll give you an example. Does any one person here know how to extract oil? Oil. No, let me use a simple. Let me use a simple. Does anybody know how to convert this tree into a book? We know paper comes from trees, right? Mostly. They come from a few other materials, yes, but generally paper comes from trees. Does anybody here know the process of converting that into this? Anyone? No. Why? It's a slow hunch. It's not necessarily research. Trees were figured out. The Egyptians figured out how to use papyrus leaves to write on and how to preserve them. That was an idea then. Somebody in the recent decades figured out how to bind paper with leather. This that we have now, a simple book, just a book, nothing fancy, nothing complicated, is a direct result of ideas that started with the Egyptians way back to date. And it will keep getting better. You've seen these books that have pens where when you write, it automatically shows up on your phone. Fantastic thing. Right? They'll probably get better. Who knows? Right? Those are slow hunches. A guy has an idea here, a guy has an idea there, a guy has another idea there. Pole pole, put together. Somebody figured out oil was useful. Another person figured out how to get it from the ground. Another guy figured out how to transport it. Another guy figured out how to refine it. All these processes was not the monopoly of one single person. It is the sum aggregate of different people's ideas, which is why you being here is probably the best thing you can do for yourself.